Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on Titus Andronicus, and we get to hear from Titus again today. But we're in Act 3, Scene 2, which is a dinner where they're sort of regrouping after all of the trauma that was Act 3, Scene 1, which, just to catch you up on the grossness, Lavinia no longer has hands or a tongue or any semblance of virtue, if you believe in that sort of thing. She was raped repeatedly. Titus is missing a hand. His sons Marcus and Quintus are dead. Their heads were delivered to Titus and Marcus and Lucius and Lavinia, and Lucius has been banished. So after they did all of their, we're going to be sad about this for a little while, and we didn't realize we could be this sad, but that's the way that goes. Titus and Marcus and Lavinia brought the two heads and Titus's hand back to Rome. Lucius, who's been banished, went off to find the Goths and raise an army. So now Marcus and Titus and Lavinia and young Lucius, who is Lucius's son, are having a dinner. And yesterday we had Titus sort of kicking that off again, once again, being really sad about stuff and saying to Lavinia that the way that she can calm her heart, because he calms his heart by like banging on his chest with his one remaining hand, but since she has no hands, he's like, what you should do is you should cut a little hole so that your tears go in there and drown your heart. And Marcus is like, you're gonna tell her to raise her hand against herself in violence? And Titus replies, how now? Has sorrow made thee dote already? Why, Marcus, no man should be mad but I. What violent hands can she lay on her life? Wherefore dost thou urge the name of hands, to bid Aeneas tell the tale twice o'er, how Troy was burnt and he made miserable? Oh, handle not the theme to talk of hands, lest we remember still that we have none. Fie, how frantically I square my talk, as if we should forget we had no hands, if Marcus did not name the word of hands. Come, let's fall to, and gentle girl, eat this. Here's no drink. Hark, Marcus, what she says. I can interpret all her martyred signs. She says she drinks no other drink but tears, brewed with her sorrow meshed upon her cheeks. Speechless, complainant, I will learn thy thought. In thy dumb action will I be as perfect as begging hermits in their holy prayers. Thou shalt not sigh, nor hold thy stumps to heaven, nor wink, nor nod, nor kneel, nor make a sign, but I of these will wrest an alphabet, and by still practice learn to know thy meaning. So he starts off here sort of berating Marcus for bringing up hands, since between Marcus and Lavinia, there's only one hand left. But then he's like, I'm kind of, as if we would forget that we didn't have our hands if Marcus wasn't telling us. So then he turns to Lavinia, and he's been presumably helping her eat. But since she can't really communicate, he's now decided, he's figured out that he understands her. He understands what she needs and what she wants. So he's going to dedicate his time to learning what all of her new communication signals are, so that he can be like a translator for everyone else. And young Lucius at this is like, you're making me sad, Grandpa. You shouldn't be making her sad. You should be trying to cheer her up. And Marcus says a little something, but then kills a fly on the table with his knife. And Titus is like, what did you just do with your knife? And Marcus is like, oh, I just killed a fly. And he's like, get out of here. You're a murderer. How, that was an innocent fly. And Marcus is like, it was a fly. And Titus is like, but that fly probably had parents and it had a life's purpose, and you just slaughter it. And Marcus is like, it was a fly that reminded me of Aaron the Moor and Tamara the Empress. And Titus is like, oh, in that case, that's fine. That's fine that you killed the fly. And it's good. And here, let me come and help you kill that fly, because between the two of us, we should be able to handle a fly. And Marcus is like, oh my God, he's gone bonkers. And Titus is like, come on, dinner's over. Lavinia, come on, I'll read you a story. Young Lucius, come along, because my eyes aren't so good, and you might need to take up the reading when I get tired and fall asleep. And that's the end of Act 3, Scene 2. So it's having played King Lear, I can see some similarities between the sort of insanity of the two and how the loss of their children makes Titus and Lear kind of, go off the rails. And I think that Titus has a right to. I mean, really, really horrible things have happened, but I think that this scene is showing us that even though he's decided that he's going to, put on his armor and be strong about this and go and try to get revenge, that he's still not right. He's still not doing well, and those around him can tell that he's not doing well. So on that note, we end Act 3. Huzzah! But come on back tomorrow and we'll start digging into Act 4. Still got 2 more acts to go. Plenty of time, plenty of grossness still to come in this one. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.